Memo watching na memo wakwa ba mfa umra Nnawotwe dwumadie so Nnawotwe akwa ba beto yeda so tinkwan we say na se na yede ma na onyankopon a ono o ma yakwanya se yensan ye nhia na ne yendi Ghana Hong Kong ene Nnawotwe ye wo mu nsem bebre na na esi onim se the new patriotic party after more 2024 performance nsem bebre na eba. Now one of the things I mate so I'm to share on performance and has to do with, a fact-finding committee, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, no Edetri as chairman. And a former member of parliament for Dom Kwabenya, Sarah Adwoa Safo den sembe Brenana betu jatre say oh, sa committee we kura de a bogus committee. If say adentina NPP for enunu omo esere. So mo amunim say nneoma ekoye ama omontumi amperform ye in the election omonim adentina mo san take committee na mo take committee no kura de masa kofa Professor Aaron Michael Kwe e dey chairman obi a owo interest in sa nsem no fi say ne babema e na gina party nanim ewo Dom Kwabenya constituency as more parliamentary candidate or say again mashe mo trimbo say mo kwa akoye adwuma na mo de atane Dr. Baumia so onye good candidate na masai mo de mo am candidate e de aba na no mo na MPP party no e de abetu dwa say omo de krata betu dwa ebo members kokko say mama mundi Iro nsem bi ekoso party ne mu ewo media ne mu na Sarah Adwoa Safo akoye ne saade a ene ye Sarah Adwoa Safo akọ disciplinary committee eno ene ye bisa say otie Sarah Adwoa Safo e ade a o keke bi keke anase o indicted the NPP party and ye bedwene ho ewo ha na ocho we munsu na yete ne say national security operatives abeto dwa say omo pani ba ko di omo ne mo call former Bank of Ghana governor Dr. Ernest Addison ne fie ekoye search ho minority friend raid majority ni trying to say a lawful search. No. Ye bisa say sa raid on the BOG governor and residents a justified and I notice saying ye be di hunkomo. Minority no cry accuse the operatives of Mokoeno, omo de omonsa ko kan 10,000 cedis na da governor no ne bed so again ne yere jewelries ni ade omo de omonsa e kan ye be di hunkomo e wo ha. Na no anapa yante asem de Adom baby na ye say 3-story buildings. Eja to ba kumu efi ba kumu ko second so ko third nemu na ye say nyoma mo ahwere de enye nyoma ketwa kra na no na ye bi say wo hwe eja toto ye kokoko ya den na ye ntumi nya ne ye nti a ama eja kokoko akọ nanim sa na ye hye na ase a metro anase ye hye analysis na nkasa ase a metro 5 times a eja ato market mu ewo Ghana ha afi we mu 2025 alone ye be de hu enkomo ewo ha from Samuel Kojo Brace omo amene omo be di dwumadie Godwin Mahama our represented the NDC eje yaw sa akode represented the MPP and they omo nyina kansa ewo studio ha ye twe hotel ye ba ye ne omo be di enkomo ne entra na kai hu no say wadwenkyere on the show ade a ye beje into ko Facebook na o hwe Adom TV a jawadwenkyere no ho me fara makan mo bia so atumi ate na mmom asem wadwenkyere no ehonte a me fara makan se ehonte de a enya de a metumi akan oni entena e twa ehonte na yaba me ma akwa babio emfamra na Nnawotwe dwumadie na Nnawotwe we de ensem na sisi na so pa na Sarah Adwoa Safo descending heavily on the MPP say mo amunim ne ma ye lusu ye adentina afa de ma akwa akote committee say ye nkonko hwehwe ensem ne mu ne ye hwe ne ebe lusu ye mo nya ne ebe boa party no enye ne amo aye mo adwensem mo kwa akoye ma ka nsem no ato nipa ba ko so na mo amude mu nipa ba ye nkonko hwe ne nsem na ode to nsem ne bi na ye ba to aso studio ha.
But there are those who also believe, despite the fact that 2020 said you work, I mean, because of pregnancy, I didn't have visibility into 2016, for example. Into my drop kakrebi eba.
Yeah.
But 2024, the belief is that your performance in Parliament between 2020 and 2024 largely Emma grounds a dema obia obe take over from you. And for example, absent without leave. Adwoa Safo no Parliament cross or be adwuma kwa Adwoa Safo. Sanyoman some beliefs that culminating in the defeat Munya in 2024. How do you react to that?
And no, I think say party no Anthony maybe I say a man koye say sadie nunti ye betwe Adwoa so. And that cost me my primaries.
And primaries. No?
My primaries was orchestrated. No credit that one no waka. When be so ye be yi no afi ho.
Because on a party na ni ye wo
parliament. Na enu na wan hwe ni ye a wo de party ketua kakra no enkrofo bekwa akoto abayi obi e de na kwa akogina ho na omamu ni nyinara enso mpese nipa no ni e koso wo mrahye bedwa mu nyinara wai obi ade a ne kan din wo wiase mpoma abofra wo de ade hye ne nsa o say thank you o ya de bonu so ka sorry o so wonka se maye bibi mon fancheme abofra kwa ne kan ye ne din inti se panyini tenase o se ne ma bi na mo antemase enne koye ne ye inti mon fa me bone ncheme masaba me sha ase mpo na me ba no to sumienu akosu amonima me wura parliament na afi na wadi 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Me deni tnaka emu me deni tnaka emu no me feed ni wo from some morning nyina kosi 2020 no when who mean sa e wo mrahye bedwam me te ho me ye madwuma ne e wose me ye de boa party me ye ne e wose me ye de boa oman no me ye intimre bia du na munhume na bibi kosoa entimi masse eye ni da ho bone wo mna sa de ne nyamisu ene me ban na mom communication sene ye betse ena meka se emma yensem ni bi wo ho no mo amanyo semu no ye no so ni ntino ntiase no uyonku ba kwa na bete wase a dubro ni ye mema 275 ayi na ye mrahye bedwa fo mo ye ma a se bi o meka se aye nua be oku bibi mu ntina ye hu no.
But who was supposed to do the community? Because we say at the time, from the party's perspective, no 137. Omanya independent candidate Bakwama 138. The numbers were tight. Into MPB ube started umbe say be will play with, but they would think say deliberate because you were holding all of them to ransom. Communication and now we cannot find there was a communication to the party.
Me dear me susu say me communicate to nkofo a na me susu say ye mpanyimfo na wo se wo mu hu. Okay. But ade ba ko a me regret ba ko I will never. E-levy a ye de bomb charge.
E-levy said at the time this was a critical piece of legislation and now buying person push it through to rescue the economy. Numbers near tied. The opposition was on government, said they will never allow or more just one number more than the opposition. Adwoa Safo also beka homa buying the 138. Adwoa Safo and you say you will not regret?
No. Oh, e-levy. Ban yentoboana aban pese yenjiji nipa womanfo a ewo Ghana se bia wo ye momo bank to online banking that kind of nyama no electronic transactions ne ba ye no anhyehyɛ ne ba ye no esoro ho no ye mu bi no ni yesusu say emmoa Ghana.
You had that personal conviction.
Exactly. So
say 11
emmoa yen. Esan say me baby me fi any baby ayetete me papa ofri grass and wako grace mu.
Okay.
Just ofri him and nyame aye no defo ene. Oba yen so no odi atete yen na yasori no ginafo eye charity eye se yeboa ehiafo yeboa onibiefo inyanka na sebe minua me se na me hu 11 ni say me nam kwan hu na me hunu on to body ko fibrokman just wo body ni nyina na egu ho no wo bra no kwa 500 Ghana obi me dwetre 100 na watoto o say me maami wo ekura me sendi sika akoma no okotena so no o sendi kakra na wanya na ne yatin na sit well
with you
and na me ne ma sorry mpanyimfo ne me papa mo so de matena sesa ade amode ba no dodo no ebeko tia ni pass na mo ahokyere no beye mo enti munyai. I was torn between my church and my political party. Some party see yanko. And no, so I wouldn't even consultations are yede ba first see engagement say grassroots ni nyama ni nyina no. Enti where me baby I producing me fee, which is Domiko Abinya, which is my papa sorry for, and then my papa sorry.
Bebre no so take.
Bebre no so te ho na bebre no so sebe.
Boja for no.
Exactly. Omo na ye boja adwuma. Omo so na dose wo man ni mu. Na omo ti ade ya se no mo reducing it to this level kokwa ya to twinning into so awoton na ode ma crisis ye fa hwe ne ma me oyare ni ye te no ti ya ye hwa. Sadie eye ebekwatia. I took a firm decision, say I would abstain.
You would abstain
from it. Yes, I'll recuse myself. Me recuse it. And then me kadishin yamye no munyam say baby me papa de me gina wa sorry ni mu. If I had gone against that, anke na obi po accept me wo abusua ni mu. Kwa yenya sorry na yenya sorry abusua. Nti na tisafo for baby safo. And so omo kasa and omo soon e was say yemisu. And I'm looking forward to that day in our politics wa Ghana. Obia betimi etna mashe bedwam ho. Ebe vote because anyesa party ahwepe no. Na mo constituency for ni say your party ade akura na emmoa yetimi vote against. That will enrich our democracy. Na say your quality, go yen na your quality.
But did you make this principled position? Who catch their party for Momo say this is why you don't want to be part of the vote. Including parliamentary leadership, no?
Because I didn't start with parliament.
Okay.
A government policy. It just started with cabinet. That is where it starts. And then Mr. Omo me buo ebebre me. Because Dr. Baumia ni yedene ko 2024 elections. Na osi oba onwa dia yede ba ye 11 thank you to man oba mpo obe ye free ho. Amanyo fuofo ya be ye nuanom NDC fo nso ba ye. One of their things our budget musi ye twa 11. Inti say ya de papa na bo manfo na wo fom na mo ye dodro wo man mu ya de bia no wo musika wo de bedidi e de behwe fie ahwe emu etrato aso no minue na nkwati no sa tax na what dream bua was saying it's me for me hu me say samre no ne na asori ne meka ne na me papa eka ne na asori mpanyimfo ne bebre nso keka kire ye mpanyimfo so ade amode be ebe ham no a ye ntie no ahaye
And that's why at the point Umbeki is our principled.
I made that principled decision because and then.
Well, and Semna Sarah Joseph would go on a B and a Yakakoti and Semno Dorso, Papa, Namemra studio. Namema Godwin Mahama Akwaba. Godwin, good morning.
Good morning,
you have a call here.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I
know. And Akwaba. AJ Yao Sakodi representing the NPP. AJ, good morning.
Good morning.
Biaboko there.
Biaboko, yes, you could cry.
My main starting fuel, it's 19 after 8. Memo 5. Okay, so it's 20 after 8 now. Memo 5 minutes on this. Sarah Josafo, okay, Kebikeke, and officer, she's putting a certain debt on the NPP.
Okay, first of all, I mean, in fact, in Chakasi, Mamma, no pound for na Mincheminia, Mahama. And in Chakasi, pass my T4. Most especially the members of the New Patriotic Party and far and large Ghana for Meka say Honorable Adwoa Safo say ohene nsema woka na party no the general secretary amayati ase say ohwe the forensics party ne ye yakwa abato awie na ohwe akire enema akokoso ene also niema lead to the defeat of the New Patriotic Party ne honsem kae no say ade wo say tasin sabesi ne nkonyina sabi ye won nsem bi wo ho no ma yebetimi asisa antom agofin no abonten ne obi nso wo ho no ma yebetimi atena fi ne aye ho aduru so won say sitie enye yare bia na sabi yesa sabi se kuru towa ye de plaster na boso enu obi abi hu se kuru na to ena se yare bi nso susi na se eye wedin na eno nso so bi wo ayesa eno no obi ahu si asaw na na mo ba bi na ayo ho aduru enti there's a lot of ways ye de so enema bi no ma tisese ano. Now, the General Secretary and the leadership of the party, no munyansemuno. Omuhu ni say, omumpese omubi be the floodgate ama yebeko so muddy waters no. Yet say the kind of defeat a buyer no. It was not something on that party no, and I say ye expect say it will be coming. In fact, call elections, you are going into elections, so win. But over the way a voter turn out no from the belief of our side, is equal yana. Ye wa dream be say. Emsena apathy bebre. That is what I think and many people also edwin. Na sa apathy no ho asem no ye wo mra ye de beka. Sisi no ye take committee party ni nyansam take committee se enkono ko fact findings no. Afei na my fact findings we so ma conclude your works. It will have to be laid before party leadership. No my pensen mu. Na afei ya started the IS adru no. Na ekoba se ye nyina e ka se ye tie sim sa na obi e ka na de obi e ka de ntia ekofa defeat ne ba ya wa hwe ya na akeka no ama ya kokeka nsemi na afi akwakotra so nti ahwe yi na ye de ma obia wo hwe ye nuaba anase ye maame Adwoa Safo asama okana efa bi amene ne ya adwen was that na o go through as a person and niema bi as a mother as a mother no of course mother dey just say you send ono an kasa mo kan say just be yi ene be mama me ebe yi nani ato nchen say sebi ne ba ehia ne se e wo so wo ho na then again even the system outside na e ho na ne ba no wo no se wa anye proactive e wo kwan abefa so a wo be hwe wo ba na ne visitation ne ade ade be hu kra na abandon inside ato akra no so ne de na komo obi nti ni nyina na ya ade a wo struggle but ade ba akon so ne se e se na maame ne hu se she belong to a party nti se wo de wo kan wasam kire mpanyimfo bi na sabi yo hu se out there amanfo nso share idea bi anase twen obo so anase gu anim ase anase ye bibia tarnish image at that particular moment na time and essay nko oba out nanka odi nchichiremu bi eden edeba there's a smart way you can be dealing with some of these issues Abraham koye to say bi asabi wodi wachi ajampanyimfo na wo san so enam san ya akeka but o kire niam bi mu kakra ma nipa eden ehu if you say be say do ko gina station ne ese wa ka ekwo fanko no unni American friendly sa aka ekwo fanko achi nkonko chirichiri mu no na de eduro fanko no wo chirichiri mo chi nipa ba miensa na ebi nso ahwete bi kwa amasamai so ade ase so ko bia wo
or can you because I say in English we use a word be so omotane say the image well enjoy so no ankasa so eba out ebe kasa sisia because ono say that time no omo no munya so better no chief of staff no are aware of the situation. But it was used against them. Now is the time also.
You say no, you share some mean, you share name some more canon, and then also, we say, name some more canon. Menka say be me buano for and I be buana bem. But in same now, what can when me be a man that a year mecano. On say, or no, I be who say, or more good anymore. Tina make us say, so why be who say be good anymore. At the said they said the Yakujina station near good anymore. Said the car I could baby no. Family kakura nkochirechiri mu nchire wo na de ekọ the other side no so aduru ne de okọ entini sa bere no na de na na esesen ko no so ye so that obetima achichiri ma che Ghana for na the constituency for no mate na sese o ebia she is going through hard times and I say bia difficult times intino ye nya sympathy kakra nya den emma no na ebie mu so no wasan so the interest of the party so sabi because party no so na ye amanyoku a eno so tawa chi a ye den wo de call election wan ko kwanten kro what the party in the choir again in same be okeka ya no say be obi friend discipline committee a me bi mo ya adwen say was see a friend no if we say on say some of kind ni bi has to do with say be a time now ye minister and when she was in charge of the office no and niema bi a call so ono fi say na bi obi yere ne kesen ne say chenchen a on hwe ma niema bi nkoso so what I say sa bere no wanka ho asem enti ne saabire ya oka ho asem ne ese efre no na ebusa no na ebia nchiremu bi wo ho no ma sese ode sa nchiremu no eba no obetima chirechiremu so enti ensem ne de sabio akoye te se o kana wan hu ne kana na akoye se wan so a wo so di hu nkomo no so o ya tie sim ayeden abmadi waters na feda the only thing I memetimi aka ne se yese aboa so no to form a aboa bi abo no enna fortunately or unfortunately yes ya hwakoye sa asono kro na nti bene de ya asem ne yeken ti sei na ya to form sa abire no obia betimi aka de opebia de atia party ni fi se wo kaka ekusi se wo da form yes anete
okay
aha enti amanfo betimi aka de ombeka menu Mahama si menu so no obeka de obeka because anya hwe no ekwa akusi se ye da form enti no obia wo ho kwa so obeka de obeka but ya ye fiefo no ana se ye wo bibi na se ye ka yen kan hunu se in as much as ya to forma ya pese ye sore no yen sema ye ba be kan yen sema e de be boa ya man ahode am ya pija ana e ya de e ba be feda weaken as se na be yentimi sore that is what you should be circumspect but I think that Sarah Adwoa Safo senate bia no mesre no ba bi owu bia say adwobre onyanto wase no ma na koma nye den emra fom din say ye ya but orientasi asem ni yi ye hu ba bi ede poma asem no poma
was spending 2 minutes you know in addition to 5 minutes but there's this question we have 10 seconds I'll be happy medeni na so be ma emra na sa ansem ne koso no obe support o mono face and also resign in the constituency and representation in parliament
as a matter of fact uko other jurisdiction enka sene ye ya wan fanchire mu ama party na anase di padoro ne okuo no mu no enyanti ase se bia this is the class of the matter ntia went manya available no at that time no edie nanka it behoves on her say enka obe resign because then akwa could do a point where a between party ne oba yeyum na party so has an agenda. We have a governance system to run. So at and parliament, the parliamentary arm so very important. But senka ekoba senko chirichiri mu at that time so there. And then nanke no so kamemeka say then we should have sympathized with her after nanko ama sa explanation we are or dem no so that you be hu kwa before say keberes of matter.
Okay. But only joy kasa ya dey sense way to just say ba no.
But so so send an American send a menu but send America say she also not there were some live videos we back and some no yeah live videos be to turn money identity some of the party people felt to say I say we party nama because of a normal not could me I use this opportunity no and they explain matters
okay you mate Mahama I mean we in your party say but is of interest office any right say party be catch the members say yen sembi wo ho amama yen ka wabonte yen fa nkodem ne yen kwaka na sa wo ka party no eni ho kwan so obetwe waso so was slight your mo it's 29 minutes into
aminda wasena me enchi amini abeba enchi a wahwefo so na me mfa enchi a mo odin emfi excellency John Dramani Mahama ho emfanda the Black Stars ase
yeah
na me Adom Endra omo she Ghana enimonyam aban papa aba. The reset report
for football.
Oh, me say me find the reset na ye dey aba. Every sector of Ghana.
No, but okasa to you. Me ntwa no nsi bone ba hwe. Black Stars eno ana ombebo no more 9 points.
Sure.
No more 4 matches.
Sure.
And no boy in 5 matches or more 12 points. Say they had amassed some 9 points already. And
I'm mini problem. The American say the reset agenda now yeah the abano. Can every sector of this economy.
Okay, you might.
Yes. You know, John Mahama saw the Ghana phone in us.
Okay.
For the support we gave yesterday, and seriously, me share the crowd. No, I was shocked. I think full to capacity. And at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Oh yes.
And I may bomb pie say that kind of support, you know, you ever continue. It's been a long time. For some time back now, you lose that support base, you know, MIN national teams. And may bomb pie say Andra said you call some subsequent ones and also no Ghana for you better Black Star for nature. So what about football player? Who say Bobo now show with you. Now we crowd now a supporter when sometimes no encourage you and ma we more until you better Ghana for so as said the okay and anka same way there and kanya asema make I say it matters most to some of us but ya better na ha na a topic for discussion na see it me ya no to movie you see question I will be say no yes party bia na association bia e wo nensihye Nshishye no se ubu nshishye no so a the constitution also has a way omode be discipline and ombe bring you to order but the mayor much aware ne say emra bia ni wa discriminatory and na selective nti dana me the communique from the general secretary of NPP almost oma hole Adwoa Safo to the disciplinary committee. Then I asked the question in some all kind of boson seminar. Is it the first time me who NPP phobia they are venting their anger on NPP? Either they have been called and also among friend 1 year. And right on spot, Obia Oba my team was Kennedy Japan. And more power. Then I Kennedy Japan anchor. Or can I to the extent so can say even party no from area Ghana as a China New York. So yeah, it is on record. Your friend and I, young friend. Into sometimes you know, say association be muna yeah the mra ye juma say peri ye it shouldn't be selected.
Now so that time no the general secretary and Fakrata and Betodra ambo party for Koko say men capart in some radio.
No, naturally party bia mra etre wo say enye nsem bia na ye kan abonten.
Okay.
Because you were internal way you solve issues. Said ya minu akasa so ka say nsem bi wo ho a ye kan wa abonten ebi wo ha ye kan wa abonten. Do you get me? So even though expect say party no explicitly ba beto abonten say my nka party nsem wa abonten no inherent. Do you get me? Inherent. Me ti anom no ensem a me hwa me kan ebegu party ni hu fi no. Your friend no anti-party conduct.
Okay.
Do you get me? Anti-party conduct. Do you get me? So me no mesre NPP say so mo activity or mo laws no against indiscipline among people manner enye selective. But kojo se utie Adwoa Safo seminar ba ko me are so interested issue of e-levy.
Okay.
Seriously. One the interview no amayati ase say one to aba during the e-levy passage. Me kai emra ye to e-levy aba. Obi begine mu anase obi baaye. Purported say Adwoa Safo.
No, and also answer in that interview.
Also
no.
And
o kire mu say that time na him say yes, I'm saying the pregnancy and now warning now we're gaining weight. But
I think say Parliament share an investigation to unearth whether truly no ana enyo.
But if she says she was
as for that one, obetimi aka. But in my wisdom, Mrs. Su say Parliament so far on that issue has not done well because kojo expect say Adwoa Safo ye lawyer a onim pa say enyo no a matters of impersonation betimi aba inside no beka kire wo say enyo no but as I say take that institution no say omo be ye nhwehwemu an earth whether kojo truly no enyo no and I say enye ono. Do you get me?
Okay.
But so far parliament ashe to do that and earthing of whether enyo no and enyo no kojo up to me no ka say ne report bia mbede di nkyere say parliament etimi ewiom hwehwem anom we and that was the 8th parliament and then there was 9th parliament
but what if senior no am yate in her recent interview say it was indeed her
and conclusive
no if parliament investigation and indeed who say it was her indeed because your side of the house would probably have come out by now to say it wasn't her in that time. So and one isn't close door.
Enya me side and enyo side and say eka say eyo and I enyo no.
Okay.
Me see yes say you call into an investigative part of it. Bipartisan. Ebu on wait me outside crowd when parliamentarians I dance with him because you bet me use AI technology I determine whether you know and you but the Americans say you see that issue
but do you know how for gaining access to the chamber itself
the Americans
say parliamentarians marshals were on memo so him say marshals no more
yes
so why don't I didn't know put it
but also say o wa ben mu a na me no ka say honorable Mahama Yarega on a leader of the house ntu be kaya mra ye to aba we ye wi ni ye na ye ba call parliament this 9th parliament na ye NDC side and a koye arrangement of the seat of parliament do you get me nti say o wa ben mu a you have absolute control as to what happens in parliament
okay
sometimes no determine who enters and who doesn't enter
okay.
Do you get what I'm saying but I make say parliament as a so taking advantage because omo ye di enwambo was ansem no
okay
it's long overdue
and over omo back and you are personal
no
and I say
Ghana for bebre you interested
hey really
I'm telling you
okay yango anyway
two kojo levy we emra levy eba then opposition NDC a day na yan kan kire aban no but aban felt say omo no omo wa aban mu. They didn't need any advice from an opposition party. Omu deny mu tinti. Eka kire yen say yam pass e-levy a fertilizer cry edema farmers omu nya biom. Akwan ye nye. Nkania ye nya. Insu and e-levy was seen as the messiah as at that time. Anana bo akodo. Dey no manka.
Okay.
They said everything. Am I catch it on say e-levy way? And it doesn't even meet the tenet of what taxation. We even said it. That it doesn't even meet the tenet of taxation. But because no more ben munu, tinti the abaya na on obia. Abaya na why I say and no it shouldn't be anybody. And no pass it. Because no moon need Ghana forward on makumim. They were so insensitive and wicked to the extent say, Kojo, na o send this kakra ma o mane. Ubo o school. Uni o yare. Kaya yefo. Na baya ya to abama mo say, have sympathy for the ordinary Ghanaian. Na di abobe ne say, timem force in this car, you have to deduct them.
Okay, all right, Martin.
That is why I am Adom. Ghana for to Abama Abai Papa.
Okay.
Na ya ba, na ya doing Ghana for whom you Ghana for ya kumemunu. Your first budget, we are saying say, as a social democrat, I am doing ordinary Ghanaian. No, we don't need to tax you. Say, oh, send this car. Amubia, amane. The first budget amayati as yes, he levy from I think April. Obi obe send this kabia no. And here I will send no. And here na that same amount no.
Okay.
Ena.
Me da say memra ya sa but you know referring her to disciplinary committee Sound also more dealing with the issue with
a chief and the medical cahonas. I was a minu taking advantage of some no their kura into e-levy issues. Being a mamming clarify with me Roberta on that. On e-levy, on principle, the then minority leader in parliament, Haruna Idris, was in principle not against e-levy. He knows it on record. Or can say e-levy no for 1%. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what is the NDC talking about? His position. He was the leader of the NDC side in parliament. And now no crown at the time, not parliament ni much or control. What I say? Ye na fro ye Ibrahim he see. Because in principle he felt it's something that needed to be done. Share e-levy. Say if NDC say e-levy, they don't believe in the advantages or whatever of the e-levy. Na ye can one sem na. Who say by law? Tama minister of rules. Obejina parliament road to or suspended no. Who's at that time they call for a legal argument. Biba say, are we cancelling the law or we are doing excisation of the levy? Okay. And the minister can say, yeah, excisation. Yeah, just start one. And you say by law, an act of parliament. They pass that rule too. No? And so we have to use another act of parliament to abrogate or abandon it. And the minister explain it say by law. Who bet me excisation? Not just say you can decide that you are not taking it. Yeah. If the NDC feels say the e-levy, no, it is something they don't want. Even before they implement that, say you say I feel no mbusu ya appropriation. Yes. That kind of budget we appropriation. I don't think I appropriation of the budget and some they pass the budget. No. Why won't the NDC have a excisation of the e-levy? You can have a excisation of the e-levy. And the e-levy, no who put in one year man and abano and no guso and you are happy about it. What I don't run the e-levy down as if say. And in any case, e-levy, neighbor e-levy say no do omaka. And I make us say they can have a excisation.
No, so that's April more years so
but that is why I am saying that. Me say by law is the NDC allowed to say if they disagree with e-levy, if it is evil, say they can have an immediate excisation of it. And they say chief of staff actually let it going around say Mpamu will be infringement. People they are sucking around and all. Chief of staff for the NDC government, can say they are using a presidential instrument to have a cessation of the e-levy before it is even implemented appropriately.
Appointment is not equal to the law.
But that is why I'm saying now appointment. People are appointed by law. And when you appoint people,
I get it, but
you go for financial clearance.
Yes.
Where cost center.
Ben when to say mra why where parliamentary or person we feel.
Obekaya.
And it's a process.
Obekaya. Timer. Yep, and this is dragging. But timer, minister no, eka say ye babe suspended a road to payment. Yeah, immediately they take effect. And he came to say that it was a cessation. Or can I say immediately and we have had a cessation of it. And by law, I stand there. What I say. So I'm saying that can this take you over now? They could have said, say, by law, I'm gonna take you over. So almost here take you over. So you could have by law have a cessation of it, but still that's what April. So almost as also sabotage the e-levy no until the projections are making here no. And yeah, no na my head no. So you shouldn't go into that side no.
Okay.
Maybe
but let's still come back to Adwoa. Ofi says any partners more handle Adwoa no because like he said, Obi Mwakasa, Adwoa Safo Krakan say the first person to have spoken. The General Secretary himself. I'll call your caucus on the Mobian blame for loss.
Yes.
In the other no, I just have for I must say discipline committee.
No, but the point of the matter is, Madika catch you, say, I join some or Kaka, I just have some more kind honorable. Name some more kind. Say there are levels and various discussions that will make here. What did I say? A lot of people like Kaka and Binum Baby and all of that. Ube me or Kwaya before so I analyze the situation. But I'm just saying that say if you be to discipline committee and patrol, you can say by discipline committee you Adwoa Safo. Maybe it is even an avenue for you to even go there. Now I can more for us to even understand you more. It's a honor but one say in your political environment, you know, you sure when you before say brand be accounted for as some or a deed. Okay. So the moment to be better discipline committee, you know. Now quite the same say Jama ye babe we there, ye babe your which chanting. But then also, Osha to say, Yempany Funi being so utterances beer, or Mama after the discipline committee call, no, and in Sabia be market can say, oh, the Okai, no, I know she, and all of that. Now, me who are be said, and never be mad, you almost say, be a honor, no, you're proving the guilty even before she even appears. But I think that per the party I belong in, necessarily Demraya Jumano. She will go through the process, and if it will be Obeka, the NDC, Yeminia Mahama TSA. Only NDC. Look at how they have handled people. Even Nipa or no T Kuno, NDC Kuno Crown. They called him a backing dog. Shakwan what they and the Nakuno Rollins fast of Fonka. That time the Lakofi. The Miniabeka Minia Penny de la Kufia. The Lakofi Moyo Madness on Perenakuno Dragma Rollins, aside mills money at daddy. Should you see, even Obeda Samoa, Obeda Samoa before 2000. Omo Congress. Nyama Koni Adeni the door, my Francis Semu, and in a free Kunumba NPP. Who's the MPP for? Yedima cool Gary a man for ne, Sanya man over the year Fonka games in it. Who year by my receiver. It is a samba. Nay, car. Sabio, wow, won't can what dine idea. Who is it? Fine, it is your own opinion. But Ben Mamma by my dear watchers, no man may to say, who free holy grounds and ever. Because one gas our party concluding, one gas our party, no. The certain president that time I know who position. I come at as say when it comes to unleashing violence and anarchy. And this is the signature and the bloodline. It's more than more matters on yourself. Yeah, the end of the day, you say, oh, the Homeland Discipline Committee. Or assembly will be a party assembly. You bet the Odibim, you make a chance Adwoa, could you create back with Dibim. The answer say, and Session Coco Council, you will foot to a man. Then you sure say Eddie Bonnie BABC. Okay, all right. We say Nana J. Sa Kodie is so intelligent. I love how he speaks. Okay. Enufi Waiho, Enufi O'Neill, Kwame Kingsley. Akismi Seshibeko, I say happy birthday to Chairman, popularly known as Che the Speaker from Subri in the Bibiani and Sobekwa constituency. You have made a remarkable impact as a dedicated teacher at Adwoa STEM and passionate member of the NDC's communication team in Bibiani and Sobekwa. May your birthday be filled with joy, love, and your heart desires. Big ups to you, bro. Akismi, the other by name. Achampon Felix said, Sunyaye Tanoso is so proud of you. Nana Eje, office Sunyaye Tanoso. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Don't go for no airball samba. Also, make me call Facebook. Naija will comment Ujato Mefa Namakai my BBS so at me akoye. Okay, remember also 5 minutes on this. Now partner A taking measures to protect our brand. Say untumi ko enko wash more dirty line and no how do you determine that as the script?
Medical catch say party bia one mra.
Yes, exactly.
That one I have said it. But sometimes a be problematic when we realize say in some now all canon. In the past, party for only be individually, and so make some commenter who say anti-party act, but one before a disciplinary committee. Now, who are hold to disciplinary committee? The question I'll be say, I didn't think that Emrano seems to be selective.
And then officer MPP also here in this case.
No, as for that one, I leave it to them. But they are making say.
But you are critiquing what they are doing.
No, what I'm saying that is that. The main critic, the American say you be frail before a disciplinary committee. One of party be constitutional measures. Said the party no betimi I instill discipline in people. So I'm friend in the disciplinary committee, you know. Mimi who in the bonia ewo. But the American can say sometimes it be problematic say ye activate Emrano selectively. What did American say? So for me, I don't have a problem with that. After all, I'm a party ensem. But there's a Ghana 40 and then someone a woman no quarry a woman or kikano. One of it a levy asem. 2 and a school feeding program or kase. Sabi, mamina when any baby aircon. The issues that are no about only I don't want to go into the details of the matter. To the extent so kase party now ewa bemuno omo Ghana for bro pa. She said it. That's meaning na ye kan. But MPP for nyantum.
Quoting and as a paraphrasing.
Me paraphrasing. Me paraphrasing.
Then do cats or say more bro.
No. She said it.
She exact words.
No, me say me paraphrasing. That was the meaning of what you were saying. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Also, I'm Bogana for bro. So these are the things that I say. MPP nya party ya. Omo Ghana wo omo akuma so. Omo ba say you omo no. They are there. Omo ye property owning party. Say ehiafo ngusu nye ehiafo, ne sikafo ngusu nye sikafo. That is the principle of NPP. But kojo Mamintin same being free or share. So association BMwa or individual interest ain't me overriding the overall interest of the body. So even though Haruna Idrisu, in principle, can't your kind, so person will blame me, Obia, you blame the party if the party in the position say, you support E-levy. Me no tea, I'm representing my party. Me representing Haruna Idrisu. You represent your party. So that one, Haruna can have his personal view over it. But party now, NDC, no, now in principle, say, that tax na a wicked tax. Sanka party no general secretary, chairman, and I will quote here wakasa on behalf of the party. Me no better assess a party in position. But don't mean by you sue individual.
I'll tell you what.
Don't mean by you sue individual position as party position. And how na all kasa no. One kasa or kasa on behalf of the minority. Anameboa. Also ono in principle. Anameboa. And you one 2. The issue of fixation. You see, whether Yona swallow Bonsu or Bonsu swallow Yona, there was a swallow. Yes, Ghana 4 bosse. Yeba in first 120 days. Ye no one be call apam bi anameboa. Apam no ne back one say ye be E-levy ayeden efio. Okay. Nti asema Ghana ni be bisa ne say. Mo 120 days promise na musu be E-levy efio no. Aba and a mile. One, a back through the reading of budget. Anameboa. Yeah. And I read the budget. Now they are going through appropriation. Their minimum say ye the miracle parliament. Now per se, uyi samran if you are. Ye wo mra ube fast wedi ye fio. Kojo so bekaya. Emra minister of roads. Eye announcement say to ye ngibium no. Another school of thought of the argument was that ne action no etiamra. Okay. Because right. Single-handedly, no, I said okay. Single-handedly, on to me kase. Okay. Ye jai to jiji na ye jai. So that succession thing, there's another school of thought. We believe say the minister ni ye asa den no. Yes, was not lawful. Okay. You know, you person you follow emra in the way to take out the E-levy law. Na enko ye nimi no ye ngi E-levy. So maybe governance amenu ina nimi no. Okay. A matter of methods. You decided to use verbal succession to seize it. Ye person you go through another law to take away that law. And don't mean can tell me say the aye no is unlawful. It is only when the aye no unlawful and obe have an issue with the evidence so catch them say untimin compare matter of emra to the unemployment or the employment issue because
thank you very much.
Yes,
it's 52.
Where some fast what the employment yamra and we have the power.
It's 52 after 8 a.m. Adom TV goes to Nnawotwe Jumadi. So OT radio so 94.7 FM Asempa. Well.